This is Justin AMZN for Tuesday, August 24th, 2021. So we had a bullish retest gap. Right out the gate, we had a couple lower wicks. This one on the bearish candle here was a nice bounce off of the 21 exponential moving average. And then it just kind of rode up the 5 exponential here till it didn't, came back down. Let me zoom in on this. I was just going to point out on the 3350 call, these lower wicks, that was the place to buy. Bullish retest gap, get in either on that retest as like a blind buy. This one was great right off of the 21. This came back and actually was putting in a lower low, but really it was an easy setup to get in like at 6 and a stop down at 5, which still would have been above yesterday's closing price. I'm sorry, below, the stop would have been below yesterday's closing price. So let me zoom in on this. So you had a really nice place for a good bouncing point right here. This somehow did not touch the 21 here. It had a really nice double bottom and then kind of retested, but then didn't bounce. And so then it not only touched the 21, but broke down a little bit further. This really did a good job retesting with that. That's not even a straight line. Let's try that again. Yeah, that's better. That's a little sloped down. I know you're not here to watch me draw straight lines, but that's not happening. All right, so that was a really good place to buy. But this, I'll switch back to the option. This did not have very much range on the option. And actually, this was a better place to be buying a low, but it didn't really bounce off of something. I mean, there's another kind of double bottom, sort of. I'm not seeing it as clearly as this one here. Didn't hold the 21. Oh, and then this was really interesting. We had this spike in the breakout. Again, I'm going to try and draw a straight line, but getting a breakout above these upper wicks with that candle made the RSI spike for the overbought, but then it just continued on up. So let me step back here and I'll zoom out to show the 3350, and it might just be the 3350 was a little bit too far away. So this candle, if you had bought this candle as a retest over here of these highs, that would have been a great place on the 5-minute Amazon itself. But over here, this was actually a really good place. That double bottom I was talking about, this was bouncing off the high on the option. So you can see the difference of how things are setting up. So this setup is a really good place on the 5-minute, but on the call, we hardly bounced here. And you really could have only scalped something. This would not have moved 3R here. And then the better move was another pullback over here. It actually tagged oversold. I'm sorry, it tagged over. No, I said it right. It tagged oversold here, just like it had done just after this point here, and reversed. Was a little bit higher than the lows. I think that was, obviously looking at it now, that was a really nice place to be getting in, but I don't see what it's bouncing off of on the 5-minute. And on the call, I think we're coming into this low, and this low did not look like much over here. It didn't really look like much on the 3350 call. So I don't know that I've got anything to, anything to point out saying this was a good place. I mean, obviously it's a good place, but I don't know that there's any signals going on here other than the RSI. Let's see, at this point we were getting overbought. I'm looking at the right thing, right? It's just hard to see. Let me zoom in on this. Isn't it just this? No, it didn't load the next day. Sorry, that's my bad. 32. This, when I have this, so I didn't trade on Tossable today, and when I fired things up or opened it back up from yesterday, it went ahead and jumped to the right day here. I thought it did here, but obviously I didn't even look at the puts because we really didn't have anything bearish going on. So the 3200 might not even be useful because it's so much further away. So if I just zoom in on this, is this giving us any signals? we were dipping here, getting to the point that we were overbought. And then over here, yeah, didn't really get overbought again. Let's look at something a little closer. Let's look at 3250 and see if that was doing anything or showing anything. Give it a sec to load. It's connected. It should be loading faster than this. And it's not. So, oh, there we go. Okay, I was going to say, I don't have anything more to add with this unless it loads. So, just give me a sec to get this out. This is what happens when you just kind of record what your thoughts are live and don't have the whole script and everything. But this is how the format I like to do. So, a little bit more here, and then I can zoom in and see, did this do any signaling? Yeah, so it got to the point of being overbought here, did not quite get high enough here. Was this retesting anything? I guess it was this was kind of retesting this low. But again, this didn't really retest anything in the 5 minutes. So it on Amazon, it did retest this earlier low without being there, being near. I mean, we weren't above it breaking, pulling back into this to do a retest. We were on the put retesting up to this point, but we weren't above it here. So I'm not really seeing much to tell you to get in here other than that candle looks kind of like a hammer on the call. It just looks like an indecisive candle right here with a little bit higher volume on Amazon. And you could really trade this as a bracket. If it breaks down, go bearish. If it breaks up, go bullish. And it just would have worked to go bullish, but I don't know if he would have been filled because this candle's range is about $1. So yeah, so we did get a bit of a continuation. We are back above the 100. I'm sorry, we're back above the 200. So moving average, the 100 is up here, 33.82. I think we could pause here at the 21 exponential and then have another day. Like if we can get 4 bullish days in a row, come back up to these highs, then we're kind of putting in a little bit of a channel here. But that would be a really nice retest of this gap, and we could either roll over or we could rest a bit and then continue higher, something like that. But I'm going to keep an eye out on these purple lines because this one worked really well to have kind of a level to pull back into, and we just had a really nice bounce out of it. So hope this helps. This is just Amazon. Thanks.